Good morning, Titans. This is Mr. Granlund. I'm going to bring you Week 8, Taking Notes Using Technology. Now this is the Connected Classrooms Week 8 things. Everyone should have access to this. And right here, this is a great link of templates that you can use to create Cornell Notes inside of Google Forms. Now if I click on this, and go to this link, when I click on this link, you'll see that I can go right to this page, and there's all kinds of options here for Cornell Notes using Google Documents. Some of them are pre-filled out, some of them aren't, but you can just click on Use this template and then fill it out however you like. What I do for my classes is I'll actually share a document or give every student a copy of the notes through the Google Classroom. And here are a copy of my notes. I made these in Word, but apologize for the bells. Here's an example of some notes that I did for my new technology and art class when we're doing the elements and principles of art. I made it so each student gets a copy, and then they turn in those elements and principles notes to here. If I click on them, it's a Word document, but they can open it and still edit it just fine. And I have my guiding questions here, and I have the main points. I have a couple of essential questions which I answer down here. And as I'm presenting, they can type in their notes here. And it's a pretty good system. Some other ways of doing it, this is what Lori Rabel does in her class. She has a blank form, which looks something like this. Pretty straightforward. And then when it's completed, it looks something like this. So students have kind of the major points, vocabulary, topics, and they fill it in as she lectures. So I hope I've given you a couple of good ways to use note-taking in the classroom and some good ways of sharing those documents with your students. One more way that you could share documents with students is you could set up kind of a template form and then click on the share button up here and then share it with all your students that way. Personally, I like going the Google Classroom approach because it gives each student their own unique copy, and that way I don't have to worry about students filling in my one copy with all their stuff, and then all the other stuff that can happen. By giving each student their kind of own personal copy, it just seems to work a lot easier, and it's easiest to do that through the Google Classroom. Another thing that I like to do is after I present, I will load up kind of a PDF or a PowerPoint of my lecture after I present it. So if students were gone for a day, they can click on these and get caught up. And then I set it as an assignment so that students turn in their notes and it's easy to check what they have for their notes. So there's a little bit about note-taking using the Google products.